So I'm writing a book. Hi guys! Today I'm going to be talking about a book that I'm writing. Not actually sure if I'm actually writing it. Yeah, I started another book after a very long pause from writing due to frustration and anxiety, probably, and just laziness, like honestly. If I'm being honest, yeah. So I'm writing another book and I'm super nervous about it already because I have a horrible cycle of starting books, getting in the middle of them, and then realizing that I hate the story idea and then throwing it away. And that's basically the cycle of writing for me, and that's why I haven't written in a while. I used to make a lot of writing videos on my channel, which I don't anymore because like I feel like I'm just regurgitating writing advice whenever I talk about writing. So like I feel like the only writing that I can talk about is my own, and it has so many problems. It's like it's amazing how many problems I can get into just one manuscript. Little background, I finished like 1.5 books, first draft only, and that's basically all I've done through all my years of writing because I have so much trouble finishing things because of self-doubt and overanalyzing and just thinking all my writing is horrible. Basically that's it. And also maybe my writing is actually horrible and that's why I haven't written anything, which is also a possibility that I have not considered until just now. So I wrote down my thoughts about this book in my journal so I'd have something to go off of, because if I don't, then this video will be like 2 minutes long. So basically, maybe I should just read you guys what I wrote. I don't know. Basically, I'm talking about feeling very frustrated, that I get into kind of loops of thinking where I start writing a book and I have like the honeymoon phase of it where I love it, and that lasts about 2 seconds, and then after that the rest of it is agonizing over plot and characters and wondering if any of it makes sense, and you know, that's fun. And then I abandon it because all of a sudden I feel like I don't like it anymore because, I don't know, maybe it's just too hard. I don't know. I give up easily. I'm going to admit that I do. Maybe I just read to you guys what I wrote down and then I could talk about my feelings. I don't know. Also, you can see my blankets in the background. Is that better? Is that worse? Is that what is okay, I'm gonna read what I wrote down about my book. So I'm writing another one after I can't read my handwriting, and also I make grammatical errors. After a long break due to stress and frustration, I admit it, I gave up. Yep. I've trapped myself in loops of thinking and fixing plot holes until I convince myself that I hate. So I'm writing another one after a long break due to stress and frustration. I admit it, I kind of gave up. I've trapped myself in loops of thinking and fixing plot holes until I convince myself that I hate this story that I've been working on for months and I scrap it. And I'm really afraid that this will happen again to this new story I'm working on, because for me the honeymoon phase of writing a book lasts about 2 seconds and the rest is spending time agonizing over plot holes and characters and not knowing how to fix them. Story is basically my favorite thing, especially visual story, but I'm not rich or good at drawing, so I'm writing a book, which I love to do. I also love writing. I love writing books, but I also want to direct one day, maybe. But any kind of story, you still run into the same problems no matter what medium. And for me, I think my main problem might be plot holes. Or imagined plot holes. See, that's part of the problem. I overthink it so much I don't know what is a plot hole and what isn't. And then I get into these loops of thinking and overanalyzing, and then a random thought pops into my head. Why bother? I don't like this story anymore. The story actually isn't good. I should give up. And it's so frustrating because I don't know what to do to break this cycle. No joke, I have 14 or 15 story ideas, half-finished versions sitting in my computer, which fell victim to the exact same thing. And it's so frustrating to me. I don't know what to do to fix it other than maybe to be more self-aware. That is the only thing I can think of. I'm really in love with the story I'm writing right now, but at the same time I can already feel the overthinking and overanalyzing taking place over the story process. I'm in the planning phase right now. I'm already wondering if it's too short, if it's not dark enough, if anyone will like the characters, if there are too few characters, if the plot is too simple. And the most frustrating thing about this, I'm the only person who can answer these questions. The answer to all these questions is, well, are they? What do you think, person who's actually writing the book? So, I don't know how I'm going to edit that together because I have a really hard time reading out loud. Says person who wants to be a voice actor. Basically, I think I was trying to analyze why I have such a hard time finishing books, because I don't have problems coming up with ideas. I don't have problems planning books either. What I have problems with is starting something and then finishing it. And as I was kind of trying to analyze this in my notebook, I think that one thing that I kind of realized about the process for me is that I do get stuck on plot holes or things that I consider plot holes or something that I'm not sure everyone would get in the story. And once I realize that I'm to the place in planning where there actually are plot holes that I have to fix, I freeze and I'm not sure what to do, and it makes it really nerve-wracking to write anymore. And I think I have kind of a hard time doing problem solving, especially whenever I write. Like whenever I write a plot point down, I feel like it's fixed in stone and I can't change it, and if I do, I get a lot of anxiety and it's hard for my brain to like kind of switch to be like, oh yeah, this is an open-ended story, we haven't finished writing it, we can do whatever we want. That's not how my story works. Like if I write that a character dies, then they're gonna die, and I have a very hard time changing that aspect. Or if I said there are only gonna be like 3 characters in the book for some arbitrary reason, I have a very hard time adding a 4th character to it. So it's just, I have a hard time with like permanent choices in my outlining, and once I outline something, it's just like, okay, that's there to stay forever and I can't change it. And that's so weird to say, because writing is like the most fluid kind of storytelling you could, like what other kind of, like it's, you can literally do whatever you want, like, and I'm like putting myself in this hole where I have to do in this box, I should say, where I have to do this exact thing, and if I don't do it, then like what's gonna happen? Like nothing is gonna happen. So it's like, yeah, and I'm not really sure what to do about that problem, because once I have a plot hole, my brain freaks out and I'm like, oh no, I'm a bad writer, I wrote a plot hole into the book, I don't know how to fix this, I don't know what to do. And then I'm just like, okay, scrap that story idea because it has a plot hole in it, instead of trying to like analyze it and kind of try to fix the plot hole, which is like the normal thing I think most people do. So yeah, I just don't know what to do. I really like the story that I have right now. It's very different from what I usually write. It's fantasy, which I don't usually write. I don't like saying that I'm writing fantasy out loud for some reason, but yeah, it is fantasy and I don't usually write in that genre, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to deal with that and also deal with not wanting to scrap it because there might be some plot holes. It's just stressful, and I set a goal for myself to finish the first draft by December, which is a very generous goal, I would say, which I actually would hope I'd finish it sooner. Actually, I think I might like change that goal to be like October, because like that's a long time to write a book, and I feel like that gives me too much time to stress about it. I'm in the planning phase right now, and I don't even know why I'm talking about this, because this book will probably not actually go anywhere. I'll probably just abandon it like I did all my other stories, but that's the thing. I don't want to do that this time. I want to finish it. And I just want to finish a story, you know? It's just, I've only had that feeling one time before and it felt so amazing, even though that story was like horrible. But the feeling of finishing a story is like the best, one of the best things I've ever experienced, and I haven't experienced that very often. And obviously that isn't the end goal. The goal is to make the story good, but I want to have a finished story. And I think that I need to enjoy the process of making it a little bit more and not be so impatient while I'm writing. And I think I just need to like not be stressed, which yeah, Laura, don't be a stress, but you know, you can't just say that and then do it. It's a process, you know? Yeah, I really want this project to actually go somewhere. Writing is probably my favorite thing to do, and then probably art is second that. But like, art is just a way to express storytelling, and that's why I like art. So hopefully this will go somewhere. I hope. I'm gonna do an update to keep me like honest. So I will tell you guys if I fail at writing this story, because if I do, that'll be really embarrassing. That's definitely why I'm going to post this video, because accountability, right? I'm still going to work on this story. I'm not giving up, and I know all the plot holes are coming, so I have to like work out how to deal with them, because that's like one of the main problems I have. Whenever I'm writing, I have to like deal with plot holes, because that's a core part of my planning out, is like, oh, what if this happens? Oh no, that actually makes the whole plot void and I can't add that in, and I don't know what to do now. So yeah, so hopefully I will finish it, and I think that I have a better chance because I'm more self-aware of what the problems are that's kept me from finishing before. So hopefully, you know, everything will be a little bit better this time. If you like this video, consider subscribing, because I upload every day art and storytelling related stuff, as well as like creative things to help other creative people. If you're interested in that, consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!